What does Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and a bunch of these other successful entrepreneurs have in common? Because there's one thing that they all have in common that allows them to make hundreds of millions of dollars online. And as a copywriter, you really need to know this, because if you tap into this, you can make, a crazy amount of money as well. You can add people like this to your portfolio. Now, I'm not chatting shit, because one of my students has actually done that. And in today's video, I'm going to expose exactly what they have in common and how you can work with guys like this by tapping into this fundamental truth, by tapping into this similarity, and basically unlocking, a future of your career that you never would have thought possible. Okay, now we're going to dive straight into this, because there is something that these guys have in common, all right? And it's not what you think. It's not money, it's not their network, it's not their power, and it's not even their influence. Like, sure, they are all influential, they have a bunch of money, but their influence, their money, and their power, it came from having this one similarity, this one thing in common, okay? More specifically, they have one person in common, one secret genius that happens to be the mastermind behind all of their launches. And this is why it's super important for you as a copywriter, okay? Because look, working with one of these dudes, that would change the trajectory of your career forever. And instead of showing you how to land one of these through smashing your head up against the wall with cold outreach over and over again, I'm going to show you how to do it without outreach, without cold calls, without any of the stuff and unpaid tasks that most copywriters spend years stuck on, all right? Now, before we expose the person that's basically making these their millions, we want to expose the strategy that's making them their millions. Okay. Now, as I said, right? Iman Gadzhi's doing it, Tony Robbins is doing it, Alex Hormozi's doing it, because they're all working with this one person using his exact strategy. What's that strategy? It's webinars, right? You've probably seen, the digital renaissance. You obviously saw Alex Hormozi's $100 million launch, but like I said, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Russell Brunson, they all take advantage of this strategy. They all make millions with it, hundreds of millions, tens of millions, big, big, big numbers. Okay, so who is this guy and why should you care? Because I want you to think about what would actually happen to your copywriting career if you worked with one of these guys. If you had results, because think about it from it like this as well. Your copy performing for these would be so much easier. You could write bad copy and it would perform well just because of their personal brand, just because of the authority they have. Okay, so what would it actually do to your career if you worked with one of these guys? Well, getting future clients is going to be easy because trust is already built in. Leveraging the results you get for these are going to get you much, bigger, more premium clients because the results are going to be crazy. And ultimately, people are going to come to you because they're going to want to know what you learned from working in these teams. They're going to want to see what insights you gained. Okay, so you become successful and like super sought after as a copywriter by building your know, like, and trust factors. And working with people like this is exactly how you do that. Okay, so who is the person that wrote all these webinars? Who's the person that ties all of these people together? That one common trait, that similarity. Because that person is who one of my private copywriting coaches landed. Okay, now he is the king of webinars, the quarter of a billion dollar webinar man. Okay, he's made over $250 million through webinars, and that's Jason Fladlien. Okay, now more importantly, like I said, one of my private coaching clients landed him, and he didn't do it with outreach. He didn't do it with sending DMs. He didn't do it with any of that stuff that keeps you stuck for ages. In fact, he was stuck for ages. He was in the game for more than 2.5 years, did all the types of outreach, did everything, but made $0 until he worked with me. And now he's working with someone that's changed the trajectory of his career forever. In fact, Jason Fladlien, as you can see here, he recently went on a podcast saying how copywriters are so needed right now. Okay, how he doesn't have enough copy, and how if he had more copy, all of his clients would make more money. So imagine you land someone like Jason, then all of a sudden you're exposed to Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, Iman Gadzhi, and whoever that Jason is going to work with in the future. And Jason's only getting more and more popular, so more and more people are going to go to someone like him. Now, how do you get in front of someone like Jason? How did I help my client get in front of Jason, close him, and now work with him for the past 6 months? It's simple, okay? We fixed his positioning, we fixed his offer, and we created a system so he could get in front of these people. It wasn't with outreach. It was when, by making sure we know when they're in the buy-in window and putting an application and putting all of the right sales assets in front of him so that it could do the selling for us, and we became the obvious hire for this man. Okay, now I teach all of my personal clients how to do that. In fact, I build 90% of it for them and give you all the templates you need to get this done, not in weeks, but in just a few days, so that you can understand who you're targeting, you can understand what you're targeting them with, so your offer, and how they relate, so that you can actually pitch premium prices with confidence. If you want just a 15-minute no pressure chat so we can see how we can build this for you, we can see exactly what it is you're missing, and build a strategy session so that you too can get to 5 to 10K in the next 90 days, then just check out the link in the description. Book a quick call. Like I said, it's no pressure either way. It's not a sales call. Leave your card at home. It's just to see if we're a good fit for each other. If you want to check out any of my testimonials so you can see how the other guys leveraging the magnetic client method are absolutely smashing it and working with huge names like this, then just check out the other channel that is also linked down below. But hit like, hit subscribe, and take care, because I will catch you in the next one.